I have also come here to turn to India as a potential leader of the changes I believe must take place during the coming 100 years. For I certainly hope that the 21st century will be remembered not only as the century of Asia. I hope that it will also be remembered as the century of reason. I hope that the coming century will be the one in which humanity finally abandons some of the misguided beliefs and mistaken practices that have promoted violence, increased poverty and illness, and generally endangered our planet for many years. In the allegory of the cave, one of the most famous passages of the Republic, the great philosopher Plato tells us of a group of humans who live in an underground den, chained into place so that all they can see are shadows of reality cast upon the cave wall. What they believe to be truth and justice and good and evil are actually shades cast by a flickering flame. My friends, I can tell you that nothing casts a more distorted shadow upon the shadow than a weapon. Fall upon a weapon before the fire, and people will see all sorts of shapes on the wall beyond. They might see the shadow of freedom. They might see the shadow of their national sovereignty. I'm here to argue that if only we could cast off our chains and turn around, if only we could see in the clear light of day the object that is casting such a terrible shadow, we would understand that in reality a weapon is nothing more and nothing less than a man-made object that has consumed too many of our resources and taken too many of our lives. It is a product that must be made, sold, and, of course, used with the utmost caution and prudence. It is an object whose tremendous hold over our imaginations as a human race has stood in the way of human development for far too long. For how else can we explain a world in which we have all the resources we need to end the worst suffering of our fellow man, but we refuse to use that power? How else can we explain a world in which we know which investments will support human development, but we refuse to make those investments? How else can we explain a world in which we spend $1.75 trillion on our militaries in 2012 alone, when preventable diseases kill 200 children every hour? When millions are denied the education that should be their birthright? When a disease like malaria kills 800,000 people a year, despite the fact that its eradication is both possible and affordable? How else can we explain a world in which the unchecked flow of weapons into developing nations kills millions, but we refuse to take action, even when a solution is at hand? How else can we explain a world in which we cling in the name of safety to nuclear warheads that can destroy us many times over?